Hello and a very warm welcome to the students of class 10. Today let us do the second part of the lesson The 100 Dresses from your English textbook First Flight. This is chapter number 6. In the first part of the story, we read about a girl Wanda Petronsky who is teased by her classmates because she is different. Wanda comes from the poor part of the town, Bergens Heights, and is the only student in the class with a funny polished name. She is usually very quiet and she always wears the same faded blue dress to school. But she claims that she has 100 dresses in her wardrobe. After Wanda remained absent from school for a couple of days, Peggy and Maddie missed the fun they used to have at her expense. But what made Wanda to remain absent from school? Did the girls finally become friends with her? Let us find out. The 100 Dresses Part 2 reveals why Wanda Petronsky had not been coming to school. The Petronsky family decided to move to a big city where no one would care about their unfamiliar name. On hearing the note, Maddie and Peggy got anxious as they realized that they would never get a chance for making amends for all the teasing they had done. Both the girls get relieved only on learning that Wanda liked them and had dedicated one of the 100 dresses or the drawings to each one of them. Coming to the summary of the story, after Wanda is absent for a few days, her classmates learn that her family has moved away to a big city where they will not be mistreated for being different. Maddie begins to wonder about the girl she and her friends used to constantly tease and realizes that she knows very little about the girl. She begins to wonder why they started teasing her in the first place and is overcome with guilt for making fun of her simply because she is poor and has a funny name and is different from them. Maddie knows that she should have stood up to her friends and defended Wanda. She feels guilty for not speaking up, for standing by and allowing her friends to tease Wanda. Maddie and her friends later discover that Wanda is a very talented artist and that her drawing of 100 beautiful dresses has won the school's art contest. The girls realize that they misjudged Wanda and feel incredibly guilty for not believing her stories of her 100 dresses. In the end, the girls write a letter to Wanda hoping to make amends, and they are pleasantly surprised by her willingness to forgive. Coming to the key points of the story, while the students were circling the classroom, the monitor from the principal's office brought Miss Mason a note. Miss Mason, their teacher, read the note several times and studied it thoughtfully for a while. Then she clapped her hands to make the students fully attentive before reading out the letter written by Wanda's father, informing them about the absence of Wanda and Jake from their school for good. The contents of the letter were as follows. Dear teacher, my Wanda will not come to your school anymore. Jake also. Now we move away to a big city. No more Hollapolak. No more ask why funny name. Plenty of funny names in the big city. Yours truly, Jan Petronsky. So as you see, the letter began with a salutation to Miss Mason. Wanda's father conveyed his intention of not sending both of his children, Wanda and Jake, to school anymore. He mentioned that they were shifting to another city, a big one where no one would care enough about their strange names, a big city with a lot of people having weird names. The whole class, along with the teacher, were shocked with the contents of the letter sent by Mr. Petronsky. The Petronsky family had decided to settle in a big city so that their children don't suffer from funny pranks played by their classmates. The entire class felt bad about Wanda. Maddie could not concentrate on her studies. She felt that she was a coward as she had never stopped Peggy from making fun of Wanda. She wanted to meet Wanda and she made up her mind to go to her house and tell her that she has won the prize of the drawing competition. Both Peggy and Maddie decide to go to Bergens Heights to meet Wanda and to make amends for all the teasing they had done. They found her house, but they could not meet her as she had already left the place. Peggy tried to defend her behavior, but Maddie was not satisfied. On Saturday, both Peggy and Maddie wrote a letter to Wanda telling her that she had won the contest. Days passed, but there was no answer from Wanda. Finally, it was Christmas time when Miss Mason received a letter from Wanda. Wanda had written a letter that the girls could keep those 100 dresses because in her new house she had 100 new ones. The contents of the letter were as follows. Dear Miss Mason, how are you in room 13? Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house I have 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. I'd like that girl Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming and her friend Maddie to have the blue one for Christmas. I miss that school and my new teacher does not equalize you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Yours truly, Wanda Petronsky. Wanda had gifted special drawings to Peggy and Maddie. Maddie found that the face in the drawing looked exactly like her. She went to Peggy's house and saw her drawing too. She found that the faces of the drawings resembled both of them. Peggy consoled herself by saying that Wanda really liked them. Maddie agreed and blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Wanda Petronsky. Coming to the summary of the story, the lesson begins with a letter received from Wanda's father informing the school about their moving to a big city where nobody would tease Wanda for her funny name or her appearance. After getting familiar with the contents of the letter, the whole class was stunned and felt sorry about their attitude towards Wanda. Maddie felt so bad that she could not concentrate on her studies anymore after knowing the facts. She wanted to meet Wanda in person to clarify her stand that she never meant to hurt her feelings. When the school was over, Maddie and Peggy both went to the residence of Wanda at Boggins Heights to meet her. But by that time, Wanda and her family had already left, and so their visit was fruitless. Then the two girls, Peggy and Maddie, wrote a friendly letter to Wanda telling her that she had won the contest, but the letter was not responded by Wanda. During Christmas, Miss Mason, their teacher, received a letter from Wanda informing that she did not want those 100 dresses back as she had 100 new dresses in her new house and hence those should be gifted to the girls, especially the blue one to Maddie and the green one with the red trimming to Peggy. Two girls, Peggy and Maddie, accepted the drawings and pinned them in their bedrooms. There, Maddie gazed at the picture for a long time and found that the face in the drawing was resembling to her own. Then she ran to Peggy's house to see her drawing also. Peggy was also happy to find the same in her drawing. Peggy consoled herself saying that Wanda really liked them. Maddie agreed and blinked away the tears which came every time she thought of Wanda Petronsky. Coming to the theme of the story, though the author does not use the word, the most prominent theme of this story is bullying. It becomes rather difficult for the poor immigrant like Wanda Petronsky to adjust herself in an environment which is not very conducive for her. Because Wanda was tolerant and does not react to the taunts by crying, Peggy and the other girls thought that their actions were not cruel. However, Wanda rises above all these petty considerations. She still loves them. She has no ill feelings towards Peggy, who used to tease her. She is generous enough to gift her drawings to her classmates. Wanda allows Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress and Maddie the blue one. However, the damage has been done. In his letter to Miss Mason, Wanda's father clearly mentions about the sufferings the family had to undergo due to all the teasing. They were forced to leave the town and he had to take his children to a new city where he hoped that his children would not be teased or tortured. The message of this lesson is very clear. Any kind of bullying or discrimination does torture those who suffer it silently. From this story, we learn that we should not hurt the feelings of others.